Right, I'm just about to take out the motor. This is the setup I got here. I just got a shackle up there on the beam. Got my load lever. I've removed pretty much as much of the stuff around the engine as possible. The steering shaft there is gone. Brakes are gone. All the front radiator support panel's gone. Undone all the transmission cables, pipe, stuff like that. I've also, because the engine and transmission are going to be separated when I pull them out, I've also undone the torque converter from the flywheel, just because it's easier to do it this way. So hopefully I should have this out in a few minutes and another video to show you what it looks like. Right, got the box out. Unsurprisingly, it was a piece of piss. I'll split the Trimatic transmission off the back of it, sit there on the floor in the corner, and then I'll chuck the engine on the stand, and then we can have a closer look at it. Here's just a tip to anyone who hasn't done this before, or what I've done here. You might come over the other side. What I've done here is I've just tipped it up on the load lever and just emptied the rest of the coolant into the bucket. Even though you dump out the water out of the radiator, there's a fair lot of it that sits in the block, so make sure you either empty it out. Some of the blocks have got screws in the back of them, or just tilt it forward like this. And of course, make sure you empty the oil out of both the engine and the gearbox before you pull it out. I've done that. Do this, make sure you take out the water, because otherwise if you put it on your engine stand and flip her over, you'll quite often find that you end up getting covered in water. So it's always nice to try and keep semi-clean when you do something like this. Well, hey there, I must apologise. I've been neglecting YouTube of late, and have gone sort of leapfrogged my progress without taking a video. As you can see, the car is pretty much as disassembled as it can ever be. I've pulled the entire front subframe out. It's disassembled it, so all the suspension components are taken off or in pieces. Pulled the engine, subframe sitting outside, and I've started masking up and painting the engine. I've just put it in primer. There's it here sitting on my engine stand. Took me a wee while to actually get on the engine stand because I didn't have the bolts to bolt it in properly. Didn't have anything long enough, but finally got there, and I've cleaned it up today using a wire wheel on a disc grinder, and fair bit of prep sole and stuff to take all the crap off it. A few bits of sandpaper, and got most of the crap off it. And what I've got here is I've just got it in primer, so I've just given it a light coat of high temperature primer before I put the proper colour on it. So it'll be a red engine. These were called the Holden red engines. So that's what it's going to be. Yep, so that's all pretty cool. I haven't really done, there's no real sort of tips I can say about doing this. Is rather mask the edges just with masking tape, and then put on your newspaper. What I've also done is I've used crappy old spark plugs, if you've got them lying around, to go in here. Saves you having to mask up them. And just some tape and stuff over the exhaust there. I haven't bothered doing any of the sump, because I'm going to take that off separately. The gasket needs replaced anyway. Take it off separately and I'll paint it black. So it'll be a red engine, red block, and a black sump. I've got my brakes sitting over here, and the spindles, I've chucked them in primer. This is high temperature black enamel there, so won't flake off after I push the pedals a bit. And I've disassembled the brakes. I've got new kits there. I'll probably do a video next on how to rebuild these things and stuff. They're not too difficult, but I'm sure most people probably don't know unless you've been shown. There's the pistons on them. Actually, this one, they're not too bad. There's a little bit of bleaching there from sort of a bit of rust and stuff, but they're not pitted or anything. I've got the seal kits there. But I am kind of pissed off. I am going to have to get a new brake rotor, because this one, it's got a very deep gouge in it, and I took it to the brake shop and they said you could machine it down, but it's pretty marginal, so might as well get a new one. And of course I'll strip all these, I'll pull all the old crappy grease out of them. Bearings are fine, so I'll just pack them full of new grease, and we should be home and hosed. So yeah, so a bit of progress since the last update. I'm sorry I didn't show more of my progress as a step-by-step fashion, but kind of wanted to get all this done and everything out of the way. So yeah, once I get the engine painted, I'll go sit that in the corner, reassemble the brakes, they'll all go in the cupboard, and strip and paint all the suspension components. I got a whole new lot of parts the other day, so new bushes, the works, and we should have a brand new front end, nicely painted, and then eventually we'll be able to get it onto the car and we can finally start the panel work. So that's where I'm at. Leave me a comment, tell me what you reckon I'm doing wrong, or if you want to see more or tips on how to do stuff. I know a bit, but not heaps as what some other people out there on YouTube are like. But if you want to know anything specifically for Holdens, and definitely for HQ V8s, there I can help you. Okay, see ya.